Welcome, everyone, to Birkelbach Field in Georgetown, Texas, for tonight's matchup between the Leander Lions, your Leander Lions, and the host Eastview Patriots. This is the last game of the football season for your Leander Lions. It is also the last game of the season for the Eastview Patriots. So we're out here playing for pride. And just to get that bad taste out of your mouth, you weren't a part of a lot of teams that didn't make the postseason, if any, right? So I was. And I can tell you that winning that last game goes a long way to momentum in that next season. Of course, you're going to graduate a bunch of kids as seniors, but that's the nature of high school. We talked to Coach Gideon about it before the Cedar Park game last week. They rotate out. The seniors go for their spring schedule, and you have a whole group of kids come in and try to become leaders for that next season. And, we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about the next season tonight. We'll talk about the seniors as much as we can. I don't know the kids as well as I have in the past, but that was because my kids played with them. So, you tend to know the parents and the players a little bit more when they come to your house and things like that. That would be weird if they
That'd make it easier. Yeah. Oh, now, yeah.
That would be a little bit weird. So, but we're here, and, we are going to celebrate these seniors. We cut out that interview with Coach Gideon, so it's available to you on YouTube if you want to go and watch that sometime this weekend. I recommend it. He has a lot of positive things to say about the direction of the current program.
Just the interview is on?
Yeah, I cut it out and put it separately. It's just called Coach Gideon Interview. If you follow the Lion Nation Cast account on Twitter or X, as it's referred to now, that was posted last night. So there's a link, and you can go and listen to it. It was really cool to get to interact with him. I mean, he is a little bit of a legend in the area in terms of coaching, and not just in Leander, but in Central Texas. And he's well known around to the point where he's, doing recruiting jobs and stuff for colleges. So, the guys, he knows talent. He especially knows quarterback talent. And so I recommend you go and watch it. But let's talk about the district standings real quick. Juan, if you'll pull that graphic up for us.
Yeah, if you want to get fired up for the day, just go ahead and give Coach Gideon a few minutes of your time, and he'll get you fired up for sure.
I was wondering if I could get him to admit that he wanted to be out on the field, but I think
you know it.
Well, there are times that he indicated that he might, but he also indicated that he kind of likes what he's doing now.
Don't tease him. He might come out of retirement. You better watch out.
So if you look there at the district standings last night, and we'll show you that it's not reflected on these standings, but Georgetown beat Cedar Park last night, and we'll see that graphic in a minute. So they are going to win this district. So the one thing the Lions can hang their hat on is they put that one blemish on the Georgetown record for the season, not just in district. That's the only loss Georgetown's had.
Well, you gave other teams a template as well how to beat them down. Because,
right.
We held them, contained them really well.
And I guarantee you when they get into the playoffs and they look and see that one loss, they're going to go and look at the film, call Coach Price and get the huddle film, or maybe they find our broadcast on YouTube, and they're going to go and look and see what they can do to try to slow Georgetown down. That game between Georgetown and Cedar Park was basically for first place in district.
Oh, okay.
So Cedar Park's going to be in second, and it looks like Rouse will probably be the third place team. They played really well against the Lions. And rounding out those playoff spots, it looks like it's going to be Lake Belton, I believe. So those teams have tiebreakers over the Lions. So even if somehow there was a shakeup and the Lions end up 4-3 and tied with one or two of those teams, the tiebreaker eliminates Leander. So at the end of last week's broadcast, I was still hopeful that, somehow that it could work out. But ultimately the Lions are going to be looking to next season in terms of a postseason berth. So we'll keep you informed for tonight's game. Let's see the matchups real quick before we head to the field. So you see there the matchups. Last night's game, Georgetown beat Cedar Park 31-7. Rouse takes on Glenn. Chaparral and Lake Belton in a contest tonight. Those are your district games. Other area games include Westwood and Vista Ridge, Round Rock and Vandegrift, and Liberty Hill and Bastrop. Boy, that's probably going to be a decent game. Bastrop 7-2 and Liberty Hill ranked in state 8-1. That's for district right there. So we'll go ahead and get down to the field. We'll turn on the crowd mic, and we'll be with you throughout the duration of the game. Thanks for joining us here on SHN Sports. We'll have Juan on production. Ben will bring us some updates of the scores. Frank and I will bring you the color and the play-by-play, and Peter, of course, on the main camera. We don't have a field camera tonight, but we'll work with the three we have, and we hope you stay with us. We'll be right back. Let me go on ahead and shout out our sponsors here while we're waiting to get the game going as the Lions come out onto the field. The gold sponsors for tonight's game and the season are Bear Electric and Mercy Veterinary Hospital. The silver sponsors are Bill Miller's Barbecue, RDZ Roofing, and Raising Cane's. The bronze sponsors are Golden Chick, Toyota of Cedar Park, Texas State Optical of Cedar Park, Whitestone Fine Jewelry, Sisk Rob Incorporated, and JT Reisdorf at State Farm. Your Lion Pride sponsors are A-Plus Septic Cleaning and Repairs, Grissom Insurance Group, BlackRock Coffee, and then we have a couple of Roll Pride sponsors, and they are MLD Services, Modern Shade, and Milo Aquatics. We want to thank those sponsors. Again, another bit of wisdom from Coach Gideon on last Friday's interview was how it takes the community to have a successful program. So we thank these businesses. Looks like we're going to have the anthem, and we'll bring you football here momentarily.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you now all rise and direct your attention to the north end zone as cadets from Liberty Battalion present the colors for tonight's game. Tonight, cadets are representing all branches of the military this evening in honor of Veterans Day.
And, of course, the crowd mic picking up a little bit of wind. And as you can see on the film there, if you're looking at the Old Glory and the other flags representing the various parts of the military here in the United States, that wind is really whipping around, and as they turn around, the flag's just immediately the other direction. So if you're coming from the north, that field goal is going to be easier than if you're driving from the south to the north. So we'll hopefully not have to worry too much about field goals tonight. You know, we want that to be something that is an afterthought. As we mentioned pregame, we'd like to start the momentum for the next season via a victory tonight. So we will wait for the ROTC to get the flags off the field. It is a very windy night, as I mentioned. I believe Juan, our resident meteorologist, is saying 20-mile-an-hour gusts of wind, and it looks pretty steady at least about 10 or 12, if not more.
Last report, it was northwest of 14, gusting to 23.
So yeah, that's going to affect play for sure. You know, it happens to me every year. I step out of my house at some point in the fall, and I think it's warm. I don't need to wear a jacket. I can wear shorts, and then I'll get in my car and I'll drive to a stadium, and when I get out, it'll be 20 degrees colder than it was when I stepped out onto my porch to leave my house. And tonight is that night this year. So
that was me too this evening. Like, I left work, it was nice, get home, the wind picked up, and like at 3 o'clock it was 85, and now it's 64.
Yeah, it is hopefully not going to get too much colder as the team captains are out onto the field for the Lions. We have Chris Tracy, River Hom. Looks like Bridwell is one of those line captains tonight. And then number 81 is also out there, and that's Carson Field. For Eastview, number 16 is Ty Blair. Number 3 is Keyston Rainey. Number 2 is Luke Martin. And, of course, number 78 is Joshua Claypool. And, you know, the Lions are going to have to watch out for Ty Blair.
Yeah,
he's the senior quarterback. And this is not an Eastview team that you can look past. They have talent. They're very similar in success as Leander. So it should be a very competitive game, and it's going to really come down to who wants to finish the season on a win. The Eastview Patriots, not only are they the home team, it is senior night, so the teams will be playing for their seniors.
Just a quick number for Blair. He averages passing is 255 yards a game, and then rushing as well. Like we said, he's a dual threat quarterback. He's averaging 85 yards rushing a game as well, on top of that 250 yards passing.
Yeah, and that'll get you, you know, I mean, you can prepare pretty easily for a passing quarterback. I mean, sometimes they're just really good, and you can prepare for a running quarterback, but when they can do both, that really limits your ability to you know, overload on the run or overload in your secondary to try to slow them down. So the Lions will be receiving tonight's opening kickoff. Back deep to receive for Leander, we're going to have Isaac Montgomery and Mason Montgomery. So the Montgomery brothers.
There you go.
They're not technically brothers, but when you're on a football team together, you are brothers. And
sound like an 80s country band right there.
Yeah. Number 44, Aaron Reyes, to do the kickoff honors for Eastview. And we're ready to get underway here at Birkelbach Field in Georgetown, Texas. It's a great stadium here. Southwestern Pirates have been playing their games here for about the last 8-9 years. And so I spent a lot of time here during the football season, and it is a nice stadium. Pretty good kick. It's going to be fielded by Mason Montgomery right at the 1. He's going to carry it out to the 10. He cuts to the middle of the field. Around the 15, he's going to get wrapped up. And they're going to give him all the way to the 15. And it looks like number 18 was on that tackle for Eastview. That's Daniel Brown. So the Lions will open tonight in their first possession from their own 15-yard line. And they'll huddle on the sideline. They'll break that huddle and come out into formation. I heard Coach Bailey's going to be in the press box tonight, so there'll be other offensive coaches that are communicating his play calling from the box down onto the field. A pistol formation for Mitchell. They're going to hand to the running back, and that's Gordon. He's going to carry it to about the 17-yard line before he's stacked up by a battalion of Patriots. I don't know what else you would call a whole group of Patriots.
A gang.
A gang of Patriots.
No,
well, if you're talking about New England, I'd agree with that.
Right.
A mob of Patriots.
Right.
I tease.
They're trying over there.
All them fair weather New England fans.
Right.
I never saw so many New England fans in my life until they got successful. Empty set for Mitchell. He's got 3 receivers here on the wide side of his formation, a couple at the top. Takes the snap, looks to his right, decides to run forward, and he ran into a couple of Patriots, and there's just nowhere to go, and it's going to be basically a loss of about a yard. Number 38 on the tackle for Eastview is Trey Marshall.
Yeah, Eastview knew that was coming. They've been watching film all year, and they know number 3's known to tuck and run.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know if that was a design play. It may have been. We've seen it where he pump fakes and then runs. You want to get those secondary guys on their heels, and it gives you a little bit of an advantage. But the line's facing 3rd and 10 here. Mitchell rolls to his left. He's got room, and his pass is too low, intended for Malachi Ramos, number 28. And the Lions will bring the punting unit out. 3 and out is not really the way you want to start here, but it is early. Back deep to receive the punt for the Patriots is Tanner Namkin. And, of course, Renee Rodriguez doing the honors for Leander. We got about I think that's a waxing moon. It could be a waning moon. I don't know that much about
I have to
it.
bust out my chart that my kids have on
It's
their,
about a
their
half
wall.
moon.
Yeah.
Rodriguez had some pressure, and they'll run into him, but he gets off an okay punt. It's going to kind of die, and the wind knocks it down a little bit, and it rolls to about the 44 of Leander. If you think about it, that's really only about a 30-yard punt, but into the teeth of that wind that's gusting up to 23,
We'll
25 miles an hour, you'll take that, especially with a defender that was coming from the edge that, you know, had an opportunity. If he was half a second earlier, he might have got a hand on that ball, and it could be a score instead of just a short field for the Patriots. So Blair in formation for Eastview. He's got number 22 Honeycutt as his running back, and we're going to have maybe a free play for Blair as he steps up in the pocket, fires downfield. It's tipped and caught. Tipped by a line. They're going to say it's incomplete because it touched the ground, and that Lions kind of dodged a little bit of a bullet there on the free play that Eastview had due to the offsides, unless they were drawn off, and that generally they'll whistle the play dead at that point.
Yeah, that number 16 Blair, he looks pretty impressive right there.
Yeah, he threw that on the run. You can see he's got a good skill set. I'm sure he's being recruited by multiple colleges. The 5-yard penalty will move the line of scrimmage to the line 39. Honeycutt still the running back for Ty Blair. Blair drops back, pump fakes to his right, rolls out to his left, fires it downfield. It's complete at around the 22, and a couple of lines there to quickly corral the receiver. That's number 14 on the reception, Tanner Namkin, and it'll be a first down for Eastview at the line 22-yard line. 9:54 remaining here in the first quarter. Eastview comes out in a pistol with 2 running backs, 2 receivers at the top of the formation. They'll bring a man in motion. Fake to the running back, fake the reverse, and there's pressure from Bridwell. Blair able to get rid of it. Had a receiver on the sideline of the end zone, number 2, Luke Martin, but he was well covered by the linebacker rather. That was Calvin Kessler out there in coverage. It's nice when your linebackers can run with the receivers. Second down and 10 for Eastview. That stops the clock with 9:34. They'll have quad receivers here on the wide side of the formation for Blair. That usually sets up a screen, and it is a screen. And Bridwell there to blow it up. That was completed to Namkin, but no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down. And this is the way that Eastview's driving. They have the wind at their back, so they don't have to get a first down to get points here. They should be able to kick a field goal if for some reason the Lions are able to stop them. Honeycutt, the running back, beside Blair. It's a fake to him. There's another screen the other direction, and that one completed to Luke Martin for a gain of 1. The Lions there to wrap them up is Calvin Kessler. And it's going to bring up 4th down, and the Patriots will bring out the field goal unit where the kicker, number 44, Aaron Reyes, also a defensive lineman, you don't see that often, will come out and make his attempt. It's being teed up at the 33, so it's going to be a 43-yard attempt
with the wind
for Reyes. He does have the wind at his back. Snap, hold, and the kick is up. And it's no good. It hooks to the left, and so the Lions dodge a little early bullet, a little 22 shell. They were able to dodge there on that 3-pointer. The defense, they did their job, though. You come up with a short punt because of the wind, because the offense doesn't get the first down. Puts pressure on the defense, but they come through. They're able to force a field goal attempt by Eastview, which was missed.
That was impressive by Leander. They've helped Blair. I mean, you've noticed they didn't hand off once on that series right there.
Yeah, and they're going to have to watch him because he is their primary weapon. Of course, the receivers have to catch it, but unless it's a run by Blair, of course.
Right.
There's a handoff to Gordon. He's going to have the edge on the right side and pick up about 10 yards. Forced out of bounds there by number 6 of Eastview, Noah Herrera.
The good thing is it's the last game of the season, but it's not the last game we get to see Mr. Gordon.
No, and you hope that the momentum that he's built this season carries into next season. Him and E.J. Hargrave.
Yeah, he's going to be something fierce.
Well, Hargrave's a senior, though. He'll be gone.
Okay.
But Gordon will be back. And it'll be Mason Montgomery under center for the Lions more than likely. Mitchell takes the snap, fakes to Gordon, keeps it himself, carries forward for about maybe a yard. He's tripped up there by Aquavius Marbury. They're going to give him a yard to the 32. It'll be 2nd down with 7:25 and counting. Play clock at about 25 seconds as the Lions in the huddle looking to the sideline for the signal. The aforementioned replacement for Mitchell next year, Mason Montgomery, out wide to the right in this formation. A couple of receivers here on the near side. They'll bring a man in motion in Pites, and they'll hand to Gordon in that direction. He's got Pites out in front of him, but a guy came behind Gordon and was able to get a piece of him and bring him down after a minimal gain. Looks like that's going to be number 54 for the Patriots, and that's not correct because he's not on the rest. 34 on the roster is Jason Melhorn.
Yeah, those jerseys get all bunched up. They look a little different.
Yeah, those 3s can look like 5s. And a lot of defenses have a 54 on them. It's just a common number for a linebacker.
If I put a jersey on right now, it would look pixelated. So
stretched out.
The QR code with the tackle there.
It'd be a different font.
Yeah.
Rolling to the right is Mitchell. He throws in an attempt to make a completion on the sideline to River Hom, but it's out of Hom's reach, and it'll be now 4th down, and the Lions will have to come back out with a punting unit into the wind with 6:11. Line of scrimmage at the 34-yard line. The returner looks like it's going to be number 14, Tanner Namkin, and he's going to set up right around the Eastview 39. So he's expecting a little more leg than it's not Rodriguez's leg as much as it's the wind, and we have a flag down pre-snap. They're going to call a false start on the Lions, and that's going to move them back 5 yards. So instead of 4th and 7, it's going to be 4th and 12. And, that'll move Namkin up a little bit more. He's now setting up at the Eastview 46, and so you know, these are the kind you got to try to drive that punt, but drive it low. You don't want to get it up in the air if you can help it. If you can spiral it, some punters I've seen, their punts look like passes. You need that kind of punt here if you can get it. Snap in place, and Rodriguez with a low line drive punt, and it's going to take a line roll, and then the wind will knock it down at about the 43-yard line, and that's the 43 of Eastview. So while still good field position, a little bit further back than the last possession Eastview had the football. They had it starting on the line side of the 50-yard line. 6 minutes left on the clock here in the first quarter. Blair comes out with an empty set. He's got two receivers on either side of his formation and an H-back. He'll bring Honeycutt in motion. They're going to fake to Honeycutt, and Blair keeps it off the left tackle. He's going to pick up a first down, gains about 12 yards. There on the stop, Big Mac Schwesper, number 74. Patriots will have it in line territory, 1st and 10 at the 45. Honeycutt just to the left and behind Blair in this formation. They'll hand to Honeycutt off that left tackle again, and he'll pick up about 4 yards. Bridwell there on the stop along with number 9, Matthew Anderson. Make it a 4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6 for the Patriots. Blair instructing his offense. Honeycutt just to the left of Ty Blair in this formation. Blair drops back. Pass is dropped, intended for number 4, Sean Dimmel, and it was just a little bit long for him. He couldn't quite get his hands on it. And
that was a good ball right there. That kid has got some pretty good dots on him. He's throwing pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
those
good.
one of those ones you throw a little bit too hard sometimes. It can cost you.
Right.
So we got a 3rd down now for the Patriots. See if the Lions can get off the field here, force a punt. They may go for it on 4th if they don't convert. Pass complete to Honeycutt, but a Lion there to blow him up and drive him backwards. Kessler having a night so far. The senior realizing that this is his last high school football game is going to get every ounce of football out of there that he can. Maybe he's looking to lead the district in tackles and knows he needs a few more. So it is now 4th down, and the Patriots will go for it here in kind of no man's land on the field. Honeycutt to the right of Blair. They'll bring a man in motion, and it's Namke, and they'll keep Blair on the carry straight ahead, and the Lions able to stop him, but right around where the first down is. So it's going to depend on the spot, and they're going to give him the first down at the 34. If you're looking at the far side line judge, he had it just shy of the line to gain, but the near side here on the Eastview side said that it was a first down. So 1st and 10, Patriots. Blair takes the snap. He's got some pressure, throws up the sideline to number 14 again, Tanner Namkin, and it's just too much on the pass. Namkin couldn't get under it. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. The clock will stop at 3:48, and I can guarantee you the Lions are ready to get that wind behind them and not in their face. And the Patriots trying to take advantage of Blair's arm with the wind at their back. Honeycutt to the right of Blair in this formation. 2 receivers here on the near side. It's a fake, and Blair had a big lane in the middle of the field, and he's going to carry it into the secondary, inside the 10, down to about the 3-yard line. You know, that's one of the things that can cost you, especially with this spread offense. If you spread defenders out laterally, it opens up lanes in the middle, and you know, as we mentioned, Blair pretty good on the ground, so we saw him take advantage of the line defense there. 3:30 remaining, 1st and goal from the about the 1-yard line. Blair and Honeycutt in the backfield for the Patriots. Blair will carry it for the score. right behind his right guard, and it is an early 6-0 lead for Eastview. And in case you're wondering, that is a feature of Birkelbach Field for night games. The lights will come on and off when the home team scores in a structured pattern, and we didn't lose the camera, at least not yet. That was the stadium itself.
It looked like we was at an AC/DC show right there.
For those about to ride.
Yeah, that's nice right there.
So the point after attempt is up and good from the kicker Aaron Reyes, and the Eastview Patriots take a 7-0 lead here with 3:17 remaining in the first quarter. And we'll get some score updates real quick from our score correspondent, Ben Alaniz. Ben?
Yeah, it looks like first we got Glenn and Rouse are scoreless in the first quarter. And then we have A&M Consolidate leads Lockhart 49-0 at half.
Lots of football still to play in Texas high school contests. There will be postseason for teams in the area, but I'm moving on to basketball. So we'll hope the Lion basketball team has a lot of success. They're going to be led by one of the Lion football players here, sophomore Isaac Montgomery, as well as senior rider Bradley, Coach Clint Bradley's son.
Coach Bradley's still there?
Yes.
Oh, wow. He was there when I was there.
Yes, he's got a secure grip on that program, and they're very successful. They're certainly in the headhunt for district championships every year, and Montgomery is able to get to the outside on the kick return, carry it out to about the 28 before he steps out of bounds.
Yeah, Coach Bradley's a nice guy. I had him as a leadership teacher back in the day.
Yeah, coaches sometimes are probably the best equipped to teach that leadership class. And, Coach Bradley is pretty much a no-nonsense kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure he taught
you better turn your
the
homework
same
in.
way he coached. So, but I do enjoy doing Lion basketball, and we hope that they have a lot of success. We'll be bringing you Friday's contest a week from tonight.
Good luck to the Lions on that.
Yeah, they'll be taking on the Bowie Bulldogs on the road, so I'll have to take off a little bit early next Friday and drive across Austin.
That'll be fun.
No.
Austin traffic is always fun.
Mitchell keeps the zone instead of handing to Gordon, and he's going to carry it up to about the 30 for a gain of 3. A whole battalion of Patriots there after the 3-yard gain to stop progress for Logan Mitchell. Clock moving now at about 2:50. The Lions still looking for their first down of the evening. This is their third possession as they trail Eastview now 7-0. And that's where the win gives you an advantage. Eastview's had 2 possessions. One started on the Lion side of the field, resulting in a missed field goal. The last one near midfield is where they started, and they come out with a touchdown. It's a reverse this time to Isaac Montgomery as they fake it to Gordon Montgomery with a nice move. He's at the 40, 45, and he'll step out around the 48 with the first down for Leander tonight. In pretty good field position, and expect the Lions to pick up the pace here as they faked a jet sweep to Gordon and then pitched it to Montgomery, and he put a nice move on the defender there.
That's some good field vision right there.
They're going to hand this one off to Gordon, and he's going to drag a tackler or two across midfield to about the 49, where it'll be a gain of 3 yards.
Yeah, it'd be good to see him get in that squat rack and put on about 10, 15 pounds. It'll be a beast for sure.
As long as you don't lose a step,
Oh,
you
man.
put some power in
He's
there.
young. He's not going to lose that spring. That's that natural spring.
Well, there's a way to build that leg strength and not lose speed. They
Hit
do
the
it.
bleachers.
Yeah. Ugh. Don't remind me.
Right.
Mitchell's pass complete to Montgomery, and that's Mason Montgomery in the flat, but it's going to be a loss on the play. In fact, it's a loss of 4. It'll be 3rd and 11 as Eastview sniffed that out. Those bubble screens, you really have to get the blocks in order for that to be successful, and Eastview able to get beyond the line blockers on the edge there. And it was only a 3-yard loss, so it's 3rd and 10. Mitchell has Gordon to his right on 3rd and 10. He'll roll to that direction. He's got a little bit of pressure. He tucks it to run. He may and easily picks up the first down at around the 40-yard line of Eastview. And so second first down of this series, as well as penetrating into Patriot territory there on that first down carry by Logan Mitchell. We're at about 45 seconds left in this quarter. Two running backs now for Mitchell. Coates, one of those running backs. Mitchell looking to throw, throws up the left sideline. All kinds of contact, and a flag comes out. That receiver was River Hahn, the intended target. And it looks like number 8 for Eastview, Jelani Culpepper, will be assessed an interference penalty or perhaps a hold. Either way, it'll be a first down for Leander. And it looks like they're going to call pass interference. Let's see what the signal is from the white hat. Maybe his mic will work. It is a pass interference penalty, so that's a 15-yard assessment from the line of scrimmage and an automatic first down. The ball will be at the 25-yard line of Eastview as Leander looks to answer right after the Patriot initial scoring drive. Two receivers on either side of the formation for Mitchell. Looks to his right, rolls that way, throws it up deep to the left corner, and it's just too far out of bounds. His intended target, Isaac Montgomery, the sophomore receiver, and so it'll be 2nd and 10. And that stops the clock with 18 seconds here. It's kind of a strategy. Do you run the ball here to get that clock moving so that you have the wind at your back in case you don't convert on 3rd down and you at least give Rodriguez an attempt with the wind at his back? The wind looks like it's died down a little bit, but then, gusts up to 20 in your face. That's a tough kick. They are going to hand off to Gordon. He cuts inside and is able to carry it inside the 20 to about the 19. So it will be 3rd and about 4, and that should be enough to run the additional 5 seconds off of the game clock, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Lions trail Eastview by a score of 7-0, but they are knocking on the door. Shout out our sponsors real quick, and then we'll get some score updates from Ben. The gold sponsors are Bear Electric and Mercy Veterinary Hospital. Our silver sponsors are Bill Miller's Barbecue and RDZ Roofing, as well as Raising Cane's. The bronze sponsors, Golden Chick, Toyota of Cedar Park, Texas State Optical Cedar Park, Whitestone Fine Jewelry, Sisk-Robb Incorporated, and J.T. Reisdorf at State Farm. The Lion Pride sponsors A-Plus Septic, Grissom Insurance, and Black Rock Coffee. What you got for us, Ben?
Yeah, it looks like right now Vandegrift leads Round Rocks 7-0 in the first quarter, and then one from last night. Lake Belton beat Chaparral 48-7.
Oh, so there were 2 Thursday games in our district last night. So that's why there were fewer on the tonight's game graphic. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 yards for the Lions to keep this drive alive and try to punch it in, as they do now have the wind at their back. Having the wind in their face never really stopped the Lions from attempting passes from Logan Mitchell. He'll come out in formation with 2 receivers on either side of the formation. Camarion Gordon in the backfield with him, just to his right. Mitchell looking to his left. Pass is complete for a first down to Mason Montgomery, and he'll be twisted out of bounds. He almost broke that tackle, and that would have been a score. But number 17 for Eastview, Grady Dickerson able to kind of spin him out of bounds. It'll be 1st and goal for Leander from the 8-yard line. About 20 seconds on the play clock as the Lions are still in the huddle. You don't want to have to burn a timeout here if you can help it. You can get that play in. We're at 10 seconds now on the play clock. 2 backs in the backfield for Logan Mitchell. Gordon and Coates. Down to 2, and they get the play off. Fake to Gordon, pass on the slant is complete to Mason Montgomery for the line touchdown. It's 7-6.
He just flipped it. That looks easy.
Well, they were brushing up real close to that play clock, but they got the snap off with about a second or 2 still on the clock, and that slant Montgomery, Mitchell just put it right there where only Mason Montgomery could come down with that.
Well, what happens is he saw a linebacker coming off the edge right there, so it left that big void. And you had the safety playing towards back behind the goal line, so there was that big – you had a window thrown in about 2-3 seconds real quick.
So the point after is good from Rodriguez, and we'll be tied at 7 with 11:48 remaining in the half.
It's a great read.
He did make that, right? They haven't put it on the board here in the stadium, but that doesn't mean that he didn't make it. I thought he made it. I didn't see a signal.
No. And the wind carried it too far, I guess. I don't.
Yeah, they still haven't put the point on the board. So,
yeah, they signaled it good.
Yeah, they did indicate it was good. So it's just the scoreboard here at Birkelbach. Somebody slacking. It is a 7-7 score with 11:48. We'll have the scoreboard correct here, and it looks like KXAN also broadcasting the appropriate score. Going to have to get on these Birkelbach people about keeping their scoreboard updated correctly.
Well, you know where we're at. So.
Well, I know the
PA.
Yeah. But he doesn't work the scoreboard, but he can certainly scream at them. It may at some point when they realize it. So Rodriguez comes out to kick off for Leander. And it's going to sail into the end zone with that nice wind at his back, right over the head of Keyston Rainey and out of play. And they do finally get that extra point on the scoreboard. So Eastview, with their worst field position of the evening at their own 25-yard line, you know, that you're doing pretty good if that's the worst field position you've had so far. Just getting into the second quarter here tonight of senior night for the Eastview Patriots. The Lions looking to spoil it here. Ty Blair, the quarterback. He's got one running back in an H-back position. That's Luke Martin. 3 receivers on the wide side of his formation. He'll bring Honeycutt in motion, and they'll hand to him on the jet sweep. He's got a little bit of room, able to pick up about 7 yards around the edge there. And you get a lot of receivers out there, you make them run out, and those defensive backs got to cover them, right? And so that opens up a little bit of the formation, and it's a pretty nice gain, 2nd and 3. Honeycutt in the backfield this time with Blair. There's the snap, and they'll hand to Honeycutt on the right side. He's got an opening. He bounces it outside. He's up over the 40 to the 45, down to midfield, and he continues to drive his feet into Lion territory. They'll finally whistle him down at the 48 of Leander. And number 42 coming up off the bottom of the pile for Leander, and that's Chase Milne. Chase Milne will be back next season. He's a junior.
Well, that'd be good to see right there. He's proving pretty good on the front line, so it's very versatile defense.
They're going to hand to Honeycutt again, this time off the left side, and he cuts inside of Kessler and is able to carry it for about 8 yards to the line 40. Look like Nicholas Parsons, the senior linebacker, coming up with the tackle for Leander on that play. You want to get it more upfield if you can for Eastview. That's Keyston Rainey with Blair, and they'll line up in a pistol with Rainey just to the right of Blair. They fake to Rainey, and Blair's got it. He's got it over the 40, 35-30, and you can see why he's successful on the ground. He's got speed as well as a little bit of shimmy. He's able to do a head fake and pick up probably an additional 6-7 yards on that carry. Down to about the Lion. Wait, there's a penalty flag down, so there's a little bit of a delay here. Hopefully that's a hold. It is a hold, and so it's going to depend on where that hold occurred. It is a spot foul, so it was still enough beyond the first down marker that it will still be first down for Eastview, but the line of scrimmage will be the 34 instead of the 24. Rainey, the running back, beside Blair in the backfield for Eastview. Blair looking to throw, and they hit a guy on the slant, and that's number 14, Tanner Namkin, and he's able to take it in for the score. The line defender fell down. You got to make a play on that ball, and the line defender did, but the pass far enough out in front that only Namkin could come up with it. So the point after attempt from Reyes coming up.
He was just able to get that one off. That line, that pack was coming for him.
Namkin, that weapon at wide receiver for Eastview, and he also returns kicks. You know, you got to be a fast guy to return kicks. So Reyes comes out. Point after is up and good. Score now 14 for Eastview. Lions at 7 with 10:02 remaining in this first half. And I'm just going to say those nachos smell really good to me.
They do.
They arrived late, so that's, you know, it's the plight of the broadcast crew. You got to be on the air, so you can't be eating.
Yeah,
and you want them to, well, and just the chewing and everything else. But you hope the food's there early enough that you can get a quick bite before the game. But unfortunately, not the case tonight. And you know, I would imagine most of the crew's going to go get them a nacho plate at halftime if there's any left.
Yeah, they're probably all soggy by now.
Well, as long as they're not assembled, I think it's a nacho bar.
Okay,
so.
well that'd be good then. I'll race you over there.
Yeah, you're not going to see me run anywhere.
Right.
I mean, I would have to be running from like a bear or something, and they'll just catch you. So
right, little swipe, jump and swipe at you.
Unfortunately for me, there aren't many bears in Central Texas. So.
Yeah, well, that's good. The coyotes are up now. Now it's starting getting cold.
Yeah,
I can hear them.
I got a handgun
down the street.
For
Oh, there you go.
Reyes puts his foot. Oh, they try a little onside, and Reyes gets it 10 yards and covers it himself. Are they going to say he touched it? They're going to say it's Leander's ball. He touched it before it went 10 yards. It should be Leander football based on the side judge's indication at midfield, but that's not how the Lions see it. They bring out their defense. Oh, no, the indication was for Eastview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess I was biased. I saw that he touched it too. I mean,
it looked like he touched it.
He
right
walked the
before.
dog all the way to the 10-yard line and jumped on it.
Yeah. That was kind of a Pat McAfee style onside.
Yeah.
Too.
Caught him off guard though, nonetheless.
Extra possession for Eastview as Blair keeps it straight ahead, and he'll only pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards there compared to some of his earlier runs. A much better result. Schwesper as well as Pites are there defensively for Leander. 2nd and 6. Honeycutt, the running back, behind Ty Blair. He's got double receivers on either side of his formation as he looks over the defense. Fake to Honeycutt, and the pass in the flat is complete to Namkin, but he'll only pick up about 3 yards to the 46, and that's going to make it 3rd and 4 for the Eastview Patriots.
The fun fact, number 66, Damian Myers for Eastview. His dad played Leander back in the day, Caleb Myers.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he's playing right guard right now, number 66. His dad was old Leander line.
I wonder who he's rooting for. That Leander blood runs deep, but family blood usually wins out.
It's all about the current time.
Yeah.
Compare stats later.
I could have stayed at living in Waco in the Hewitt area, and my kids could have gone to Midway, and I could have been a Midway person my whole life. But I feel like the Leander community is one of the better ones in Central Texas, and that includes North Central Texas up to the Waco area, and really down to San Antonio. This community is it's growing like crazy, and that's one of the things that it's a positive to have that kind of growth, but there's some drawbacks from it as well. Economically, obviously, you want the growth, but traffic-wise and tax-wise with a number of schools and things going on, that can kind of give you a little bit of heartburn from time to time as you think about it.
And
third down.
Especially that old 183 traffic in the mornings. I ain't used to that quite yet.
Yeah. Honeycutt, the running back beside Blair. They'll bring a man in motion. Blair's going to follow Honeycutt off the left tackle, and he's going to break a tackle and pick up enough for the first down. Oh, he may be a little bit short. It's going to depend on the spot. There looks like they're giving him the 40 on the near side. And they are going to say a first down for Eastview at the 40-yard line. Clock stops to move the chains at 8:40, and they'll wind that thing back up. Eastview with the extra possession after their last touchdown with an onside caught the Lions off guard in special teams. Blair gets the play call from the sideline. Honeycutt will be his running back, and it looks like Eastview will burn a timeout with 8:40 remaining on the clock. And let me shout out the rest of the sponsors here, and then we'll get some updates on scores if there are any from Ben. The Roll Pride sponsors are MLD Services, Modern Shade, and Milo Aquatics. Other line sponsors, Quality Moving and Storage, DigDwell.com, Thrifty Goat Graphics, Leander 123, Cedar Park Law, Wyndham Roofing, Pigpen Cycles, Baldy's Jeep Shop, Walks It To You, Brooklyn Heights, Guaco Taco, Lucky Rabbit, and the Community Blessing Outreach at Leander High School. Ben, what you got for us?
Yeah, it looks like we got Rouse is leading Glenn 7-3 in the second quarter. Vandegrift leads Round Rock 14-0 in the second quarter also. And then McNeil is leading Hutto 14-7 also in the second quarter.
Wow.
That Hutto team just not what it was about 3 or 4 years, 5 years ago. They were going deep into the state playoffs.
Remember, was it like 2 years ago when I played against Liberty Hill and it was like 98?
Yeah.
Some crazy score
game,
like that.
Man. That was a good ball game. Good pressure, forcing Blair out of the pocket. He's just scrambling, trying to move forward. Pites able to bring him down, but not for a sack, as it looks like he gets about a half yard as he lunges forward close to the 39. Eastview back on the line of scrimmage as they're trying to work quickly with 8:20 on the clock. Trying to catch the line defense on their heels here. Blair and Honeycutt in the backfield. And they're going to hand to Honeycutt, and that's going to be Kessler bringing him down after a gain of about 4, maybe 5 yards. Also there for Leander is going to be number 37, Evan Perkins. It's going to bring up third, and it looks like 4 yards as the line of scrimmage appears to be the 34. Kind of 4-down territory here, so Eastview has really 2 attempts here, unlikely to try to kick it into the wind here. Honeycutt, the running back for Blair. They're going to hand to him straight ahead, and he gets enough, looks like, for the first down to about the 30, and they're going to give him the first down as the Lions continue to get pushed off a little bit off that line of scrimmage. It's really all the Eastview running backs have needed, as well as their quarterback when he carries it on the ground, Ty Blair. We're going to have two receivers at the top of the formation, one here on the near side. Honeycutt will line up in an H-back position for his quarterback, Blair. They'll bring a man in motion. They'll fake the jet sweep to him, and the pass is complete to around the 18. That pass to Luke Martin out there on coverage for the Lions, and forcing him out of bounds is Tyree Smith. Tyree Smith, a junior. He'll be back next season for Leander. Honeycutt just to the right of Blair here on 1st and 10 for Eastview. They're going to fake it to Honeycutt, and ball's tipped by number 4, Nick Parsons, one of the Lions' senior linebackers. He'll be missed. One of our interviews, I believe, on that was on Trunk or Treat. Yeah. You know, those are the guys you get to talk to them for a few minutes, and you don't really know them personally, but you can tell they're good guys, and Nick Parsons one of those.
Yeah, Coach Price's done a good job with those guys.
Pass roll.
There you go, get him. Oh.
Tries to throw it back the other direction. Good pressure there.
That's the pressure you need right there.
Is that Pites?
That's Pites running like a madman after Blair.
Yeah, Blair finally turned back to throw across his body to the near side of the field. He saw
that about turned into the Blair Witch Project right there. he was getting nasty with him.
Yeah, that'll put a scare into a quarterback.
Your peripherals, all you see is a madman running after you. I believe that belongs to Mr. Gilmore.
Yeah, it looks like there's a penalty though.
Oh man!
And it might have been offsides. I didn't see the signal. I just noticed that they were moving the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they called offsides.
2nd and 5 now. They're going to hand to Honeycutt off a left tackle. He'll pick up the first down inside the 10 to about the 6.
He's been good for 4 or 5 down that middle.
That's that you got to credit that offensive line. They're getting enough of a push that by the time the linebackers get to the running back, they're 2 or 3 yards downfield, and the momentum will carry him another yard or two. Unless you're Ray Lewis or something.
Right.
So it will be Honeycutt, the running back, beside Blair. Blair's going to follow Honeycutt on the right side, and he'll get stacked up right around the 5-yard line. Bunch of lines in the mix there, led by Nick Parsons. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
Blair on the run, taken down by number 5.
That was a designed run for the senior quarterback for Eastview. They flipped the formation, but pretty much the same. Blair's going to drop back to pass, throws it into the corner, and it is complete to number 2, Luke Martin. And Eastview will build a 2-score lead, now 20-7. And that onside kick, that Pat McAfee-style onside kick that Eastview executed moments ago, really is giving them a little bit of a boost here, and they have the momentum on senior night at Birkelbach. Looks like they're going to go for 2. Blair rolls to his right, throws back to his left, and it's incomplete. Good pressure from big number 99 for the Lions, Timon Lawson, able to actually get a hit on Blair as well. Those will add up over the course of a football game, but Blair, obviously a pretty tough quarterback. He's not a small guy either, but
But that's the answer for a quarterback like that, is just continued pressure.
Right.
Like Pites, just stick them, just stick the pit bull on them.
Yeah.
Go get them.
Well, and you gotta need to be a little bit strategic about when you send him, and he also has to time that correctly. Is it the pressure he got on that last play resulted in a little bit of an offsides. I didn't really see it live, but all you got to do is get a part of your body into that neutral zone when the football's snapped. And depending on how much of a stickler that side judge is, it may end up being
you don't have to give much. It's Friday night. We're in Georgetown. You know how it goes.
Well, that's true. They're going to be kind to the
There was no
Georgetown
third and short. It was first down. I mean, fourth and short. It was first down.
Right. Well, that extra point that they just attempted to get 2 on might be the difference down the stretch here in this football game. The Lions need to build a little bit of offensive momentum, give their defense a chance to get a breather. Reyes, his kick is high and short. It's going to be fielded by someone at the 25. Was that Gordon? I think it might have been Kamarian Gordon. He's able to carry it up to the 29.
Number 28.
28 instead.
Malachi Ramos.
So it was Ramos on that return. And so the Lions, with their best starting field position, looks like they're going to give them the 30-yard line. It's 1st and 10 with 5:32 remaining here in the first half. The Lions will come out of the possession change from the sideline into formation. Gordon, the running back, beside Logan Mitchell. He's got a receiver on either side of the formation. A little flea flicker action. Got a receiver downfield, and the pass is just too much for Mason Montgomery, the intended receiver. So the incompletion will result in a 2nd and 10 with 5:24 remaining in the half. I like it. You just got to execute it a little bit better.
Yeah, I didn't see any DBs bite down on it. So
no, and you know, that's the thing when I say you got to execute it a little better. Gordon, quick on the pitch back. You got to sell that it's a run play to cause those DBs to pause for a second, allow your receiver to get behind them. It's not easy to execute, but when you do it, it sure does look nice. It's going to be Gordon with that football on the handoff from Mitchell. He'll carry it over the 35 to the 36, running behind that left side of the line, offensive line, gain of 6. Will make it 3rd and 4. Lions need the 40-yard line for a first down. Down 2 scores in this area of the field. I mean, you really want to get this first down on 3rd down. You don't want to have to go for it on 4th here. Gordon will be the running back beside Mitchell. Ramos and Montgomery out wide on the top of the formation. Hom and Isaac Montgomery on the near side of the formation. Fake to Gordon, pass complete to Mason Montgomery for the first down at the 41. What a grab.
I mean, it's crazy to think he's playing quarterback next year.
Well, you know, a lot of guys do that, though, right? And even some guys that are quarterbacks in high school and college end up as receivers in the NFL. What was that guy's name for New England, that little bitty receiver? He was the ball's on the ground on that carry. Looks like a Lion may have gotten it. It's not the Texas Tech guy. It was the guy before him. He was a quarterback in college. He was a running quarterback. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to go ahead and try to.
Gordon with a handoff from Mitchell. Nothing there on the left side, and he's going to end up losing a couple of yards back to about the 40. Make it, the 42-yard line.
Is it Edelman? Julian Edelman?
Yeah, Julian Edelman. He played quarterback at a small college. You know, you get invited to a camp, and you know he's not really an NFL-style quarterback, so he, I'm sure he played receiver in high school, because before you're the starting quarterback, you generally play receiver.
Oh yeah, you got to find a spot like a polka dot. So they're at receiver.
Mitchell looking to throw, pass complete to Montgomery. It looks like. Waiting on the signal, and they will give him that catch at the 46-yard line. Pass a little bit low. Montgomery able to get down on the carpet and make the catch, though, into Eastview territory at the 47. 3:03 and counting on the game clock here in the first half. Mitchell rolling to his left, looks on the sideline, pass a little bit too tall for Ramos. That'll stop the clock with 2:51. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, catching balls like that is definitely going to be versatile next year. He runs out, and they flip the formation. He'll go out there in a route or something and Who knows? Gordon can play quarterback and throw the ball to him real quick. Confuse.
Well, and that's just it. You can throw, you can run a sweep to one direction and have your quarterback run a wheel route, and he's open down the sidelines almost every time. It's going to be Gordon on the stretch play to the near side. He'll only pick up a few to about the 44, where it'll bring up third down and about 7. Looks like number 38, Marshall, on the stop for Eastview. And this is definitely two-down territory on the Eastview side of the 50 at the 44. You down 2 scores, you want to try to get points here going into the half. Eastview does receive the kickoff in the second half. Gordon picks up a nice block as Mitchell rolls to his left, and he's going to pick up the first down on his feet down to the 35 as he steps out of bounds to stop the clock with 2:04 remaining. 1st and 10, Leander. Don't have to rush here. You got 30 seconds on the play clock. The game clock will not start until the ball is snapped. Got 3 receivers in the formation, and Gordon just to the right of Logan Mitchell. They're going to hand to Gordon going left. He'll cut up at the 30, down to the 25. He's going to be real close, about a yard shy of the line needed for the first down, and the clock will stop as he goes out of bounds with 1:56. Now they wind it again. I guess they said that he got stopped. That's not – I don't like that. He was still moving forward when he went out of bounds. That should stop the clock. But Lions do have all 3 timeouts. 1:40 on the game clock right now, still moving. Mitchell and Gordon in the backfield. Oh, no, it's a different back. That's Mason Montgomery back there. And Mitchell pump fakes and rolls to his left, and the Lions will burn a timeout with 1:22 remaining here in the half. It'll be 3rd and 3 after the timeout. Do you have some updates for us, Ben?
Yeah, it looks like we got back with Rouse and Glenn. Rouse is leading Glenn 21-3 at half. Then McNeil leads Hutto 21-7 in the second quarter, and Wimberley leads Lago Vista 9-0 in the first quarter.
The Texans beating the Vikings. Wimberley's made a couple of decent runs in the last decade or so in 3A and 4A, if you're looking at successful teams in the area.
Right, I'm saying 9-0. They're taking advantage of that win tonight.
Yeah. Well, you take it where you can get it, and that might also be a touchdown and a safety. It's hard to say. But more than likely 3 field goals.
At least one, right?
Yeah. It could be a touchdown, missed extra point, and a field goal. So it was 2-0 at one point. So, yeah, the Texans must have got them a safety against the Lago Vista Vikings. That's just up the road from Leander.
Some areas around that area are technically Leander. It's just
well, that's Jonestown. That's the part nearby. Out of the timeout, Mitchell takes the snap, rolls to his right. Pass is complete to Montgomery, and he'll run up and get knocked out of bounds at around the 17-yard line. That'll be a first down for Leander. It will also stop the clock at 1:15.
Mitchell's pass caught by number 6, Mason Montgomery.
I'm not sure what's going on with Eastview. They're confused by what the line of scrimmage is actually at, and so they finally moved back. So the Lions will have it 1st and 10 here. Mitchell will have 2 running backs in the backfield with him. One of those is Camarion Gordon. The other one, it looks like, is Aiden Passe. It's a double pass, and it's open for the score, River Hom, and that was actually number 19, Case Schneider, a junior quarterback for Leander, lining up as a running back, and they pitched it to him on a sweep to the right.
They bit down on that one. That was a nice one right there.
Right, they weren't aware. They didn't have time to look down at the roster. Heck, we didn't even have time to do that. And Case Schneider coming out and getting him a touchdown pass here in the 2024 season for the Lions. Add that to the stat book.
Have a little showcase for next year.
Steriker with the hold, and the kick is up and good. And Rodriguez adds the extra point, and the Lions cut the lead to 6 with 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining in the half. So you got to get a stop here. You can't let there be a big return or a big play here in the next 69 seconds, and then you just got to go back in, kind of make really not even significant adjustments, just minimal adjustments. You got to figure out how you can stop that
run
push.
game up the middle.
Stop that push from the Eastview offensive line and, get a stop there as Eastview will open with the football. I certainly wouldn't recommend on-siding out at halftime, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Lions did that. They always pull the most unsuspecting times to call a special teams
they owe Eastview one too.
Trickeration.
So,
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Eastview did it. Eastview kind of pulled a page out of the Leander special teams book, and it looks like they're expecting something here as they only have – now they're going to bring one other guy back, but they have 9 guys up near –
and you just kick it right there to the 10-yard line and just drop it right there.
Well, that's where you drop it between them, right?
Right.
So back to receive the Rodriguez kick is Rainey and number 14, Tanner Namkin.
Yeah, well, this wind right here, give a little half kick. We're right in that sweet zone.
And he puts his foot into it. It's going to go over the returner's head and bounce out of the end zone for a touchback. No time burns off the clock on the untouched kickoff, and so it'll be 1st and 10 for Eastview from their own 25 with 1:09 still on the clock. We'll try to the crowd mic is picking up, but it's not super great. If we turn it up too loud, there's some static. So you may need to turn your home TV up if you're interested in watching the halftime shows, but we'll bring you that. Honeycutt, the running back for Blair. They'll bring a man in motion, 2 men in motion at the same time. That should be a penalty. And they're just trying to get set, I guess. Lions might have gotten offsides. I don't see no flag. Blair flushed forward, and he carries up to about the 40, breaks a tackle there, makes a man miss, breaks another tackle, but he's going laterally.
Hold on to that one right there.
And he'll get it all the way up to the Eastview 45 for a gain of about 20 yards, and we have a couple of players down in all of that chaos. And it really is when a ball carrier is bouncing around like that, it's tough for a blocker to try to make a block. And defenders, some guys could be coming from behind. You don't see them.
Just get a mosh pit over there.
It's essentially what it was. And it looks like Bridwell is down for Leander, and I didn't get a number. And it looks like Bridwell's going to get up under his own power. The clock burned down to 52 seconds. And one of the Eastview offensive linemen looks like number 78, Joshua Claypool. He's able to get up under his own power. We like to see that. You're going to get nicked up in a sport like football, but you just hope it's not serious. Eastview kind of looking a little Texas Tech-ish tonight in their black and red with the red helmets. The Lions wearing all white. The Stormtrooper ice look. And we've got a whistle being blown as Eastview's in formation. The Lions are still on the sideline. and Leander will use one of their timeouts. The clock burns down to 35 seconds, and the Eastview coaching staff are wanting more time put back onto the clock. And we'll see if they succumb to head coach Michael Wall's suggestion that the clock shouldn't have been moving. But once the injured players are up and you start the play clock, the Lions happen to be utilizing the injury timeout to do some discussion on the sideline, so they ended up having to burn a timeout. Eastview tried to catch them in that by coming out in formation. Instead, it's because Leander used that timeout, they burned off about 14 seconds before calling that timeout. So, but still plenty of time for Eastview to try to get a score here. They do have to traverse 55 yards, and with the wind the way that it is, it's not really conducive to try to kick a field goal unless you get inside the 20. Eastview will come out in formation, as will the Lions from the timeout. Honeycutt, the running back, beside Blair. They'll bring Tankin in motion. Namkin. Blair rolls to his left. Pass is complete, inbounds, and he's on the ground. That's McKinnon Thorpe. And that pass a little bit low from Blair, and that'll force Eastview to burn a timeout as they only gain a yard on that play. The clock at 27 seconds. It's 2nd and 9 ball at the 46. Eastview and Leander are both down to their final timeout. You know it's late football season when you look in the distance and you see Christmas lights.
Yeah.
That's one of the other cool things about this stadium. It's enough into the country that you can see a long way.
There's a good view up here, too. Yeah, I've been fighting out the wife for another week. Say, hey, don't put it up yet. Don't put the Christmas stuff up yet.
I've always been a proponent that they doesn't go up until at least the week of Thanksgiving. But,
yeah.
I like to take my holidays one at a time.
I'm with you on that, because Turkey Day will come and go before you know it.
Right. And it's
days.
my favorite holiday.
Oh, yeah. Good old smoked turkey.
2nd down and 9 for Eastview. Oh, Blair loses the snap, but he's able to get back and pick it back up. And Pites is there to get a sack.
There you go.
They're going to drop him for a loss of about 5 yards to the 41, and Eastview will burn their final timeout with 18 seconds remaining in the half. And that was just unfortunate if you're an Eastview Patriot fan, because Blair looked like he really wasn't expecting that football, and it went right beside him. And a la Tony Romo, he was able to get back there and scoop it up quickly and minimize the damage to Eastview, but add another sack to the total of Garrett Pites on the year.
That makes 11 now.
Matching his number.
That makes 11. It's 11 has 11.
He needs to break that. That is not safe.
Oh, yeah.
We got a little bit of chaos going on in the booth next door. We're sitting next to Georgetown ISD VIP's booth. They put the visiting broadcast way on the end, but fortunately, because of the Booster Club and the corporate sponsors, we have a camera that we can set on the deck that has a transmitter and transmits HDMI signals. So Blair takes the snap, rolls to his right. He's got some pressure. Intercepted by the Lions. 30, 20, 10.
Man.
Touchdown, Leander.
Oh, my goodness. Number 22 on the play right there.
Cannon Laywell.
Wow.
Set on that route.
He set him up right there. He saw that coming from a mile away.
Yes, Cannon Laywell, he sniffed that out.
He laid well in that position and sniffed it out.
He did. He caught it on his fingertips and was able to take it in for about 30 yards and a tie score going into the half here. We got 7 seconds remaining, and Rodriguez looking to give the Lions a 21-20 lead heading into the half.
Yeah, he came from that 8 technique position, and he sniffed it out. I mean, he had the option to go ahead and just continue in the zone, but he sniffed that thing out.
And Laywell, a junior, we'll probably see him on the team next season in that secondary.
What an answer right there.
That is a gift. That'll take the possession that Eastview was able to earn on the onside kick earlier and turn into a touchdown. That eliminates that as that evens out the possessions.
Great job, young man. That was a great one right there.
You know, I really thought for a moment that was just going to be too tough of a catch, but Laywell literally by his fingertips was able to grip that football and carry it and keep his balance. That's the other part of it that was really impressive because he had to kind of lunge forward when he made that interception. And, you know, big heads like me, that'll knock you down.
And, of course, great pressure by Pites back there.
Yeah,
kind of forced the issue right there. I mean, he saw it coming, but the fact that he had to hurry up and get that ball off of Pites, just running right after him like a madman.
And Pites came, as they say, unmolested into the backfield because
they were setting
they
them
up. There was a screen. You could tell both edges had good penetration into the backfield, but Pites didn't have anyone to block him.
So they're trying to set Pites up, and Laywell was setting them up, so it worked out. And it's good to see it. Man, that was awesome right there.
And so the momentum snatched away by the Lions here late in the second quarter, able to get a touchdown offensively, and on the very next possession, a pick six from Cannon Laywell. Kick is deep. Will fall and be fielded rather at the 3-yard line. Carried up to the 25 to about the 27, and that is number 3, Keyston Rainey. Looked like Milne on the stop for Leander as well as potentially number 71.
The Lions all fired up going back to the locker room. That's awesome right there.
So we will take a break here at the halftime. We'll leave the crowd mic on even though the audio's not spectacular, and you can enjoy any halftime festivities, and we'll hit the nacho bar. We'll be right back.
All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Taking the field for your halftime entertainment are your Leander High School Bluebells. Bluebells are under the direction of Ashley Williams, Bluebell Summer. Bluebells would like to congratulate the teacher of the week, Mrs. Summer. Bluebells are led by Captain Jessica Eggleston, First Lieutenant Claire Smith, Second Lieutenant Ella Bowman and Mackenzie Cady, Head Company Leader Sienna Johnson, and Company Leader Maddie Enriquez. Congratulations to Bluebell of the Week, Ivana Escobar and Ryan Cornelius. Every week, the Bluebells nominate a teammate who has shown exemplary acts of love and compassion to receive the Be Kind, Be a Bell Award. Congratulations to Leah Martin. Scoring in 3 routines and Shane, here are your Leander High School Bluebells. Roll Pride. Eastview High School and Georgetown ISD are proud to present those darlings of Georgetown, Texas, the award-winning Sparklers Dance Team. The Sparklers are led in this good season by the first floor 45 dance officer, sophomore lieutenant Phil Dawson, sophomore lieutenant Melissa Green, junior lieutenant Brooklyn Winslow, and captain Kristen Ariano. Sparkler social officers Kayla Bailey and Grace Whiting. Tonight, the Sparklers perform a hoop routine to Fireball. Take it away, Sparklers. Let's hear it for the Sparklers. The Sparklers dance team is under the direction of Akila Pruitt, assisted by Pegame. The Sparkler managers are Caroline Hall and Elizabeth Holden. The Sparklers would like to wish the Leander Rebels good luck with their football season and hockey season this week. Tonight during halftime, we'll be honoring the seniors of Lansing and White. First up is Nadia Buchiche. Escorted by her mother, Christina Buchiche, and dad, Joed Buchiche. After high school, she plans to start working in the hospital as a patient care physician in the summer and then continue education at Texas State University to become a registered pediatric nurse. Next up is Kaylee Brown. Kaylee is escorted by her parents, Amanda and Scott Brown. After high school, Kaylee plans to attend Carleton University and plans to study veterinary medicine. Next up is Leah Colbert. Leah is escorted by her father, Jason Colbert, and mother, Dana Colbert. After high school, Leah plans to attend Fort Lewis College in Colorado and major in chemistry. She plans to enter the U.S. Air Force as an officer. Off she goes into the wild blue yonder. Next up is Chris Davis. Escorted by his mother, Roy Guerrero, and father, Christopher Davis. After high school, Chris wishes to attend the Air Force Academy. Up next is Kayla Frazier. Escorted by her mother and father, Elizabeth, and Colonel Richard Frazier. Kayla plans to study business with an emphasis in marketing at UT Austin. Up next is Gretchen Jorgensen, escorted by her parents, Christopher and Ellen Jorgensen. Gretchen would like to go to UT at Arlington for mechanical engineering. Next is Landon Kennesaw, escorted by his mother, Natalie Kennesaw, and father, William Kennesaw. Landon plans to go to Texas Tech pursuing a master's in architecture. Next up is Adriana Kirk, escorted by her mother, Sophia Kirk. After high school, Adriana plans to join the Air Force and serve her country. Next up is Andrea Lamberty Montalvo, escorted by her father, Arnaldo Lamberty, and mother, Gomari Montalvo. After high school, Andrea plans to attend 2 years at ATC and then transfer to Texas State University to major in interior design and minor in Spanish and business. Up next is Molly Maguire, escorted by mom, Erica Maguire. Molly plans to attend Fordham University and listen to Taylor Swift all day long. Next up is Soraya Navarro, escorted by Jesus Navarro and Tamara Hockey. Soraya plans to attend college at the University of Oregon or Texas State, majoring in political sciences and go to law school. Next up is Sydney Nolan, escorted by mother Rebecca Nolan and father Jeremy Nolan. Sydney plans to attend ACC, then Colorado, and then head to law school for a career at criminal defense. Up next is Alma Padron. Escorted by mom, Shana Torres, and father, Francisco. Alma plans to go to school to become a veterinarian. Up next is Colton Ramirez, escorted by mom, Brenda Ramirez. Colton plans on finishing the GIC cosmetology program and go to work at a salon after high school. Up next is Brady Reyes Lopez, escorted by mom, Olivia Lopez, and dad, Isidro Reyes. He hopes to study electrical engineering at Texas A&M TEAB program and transfer into A&M at AT&T and Texas. Up next is J.L. Schmidt, escorted by mother, Jennifer Bell, and aunt, Amy Meeting. She plans to major in philosophy and Livingston Law School to become an attorney. Up next is Cody Coleman, escorted by mother, Jessica Coleman, and father, Carl Coleman. He plans to go to CSTC to get his welding degree and in the future work with steam locomotives. Up next is Simon Williams, escorted by the parents, mom, and Crystal Williams. He intends on getting at least a bachelor's degree in traditional animation. Next is Maurice Wilson, escorted by his mother, Yvette, and father, Maurice Wilson. Maurice plans to attend Texas Tech to major in music performance. Next is your very own Sparkler captain, Tristan Ariano, escorted by mom and dad, Jeannie and Thomas Ariano. She plans to attend Texas A&M to end a BS in biomedical engineering and eventually an MS in biomedical engineering, with hopes of becoming a biomedical scientist to research and improve human health for all ages. And last is your Eastview High School drum major, Jamie Martini, escorted by her mother, Christina Brown. Jamie plans to attend San Luis State University to study music education. To all of our seniors, we are so very proud of you and the work that you have done. Can we please give one more round of applause for the seniors? And now they will all gather together on the 50 to sing as our band plays the alma mater.
Welcome back to Birkelbach Field, home of the Eastview Patriots tonight, as well as the Georgetown Eagles. They share a stadium similar to what the Lions do back home at AC Bible. Tonight it is Eastview's home, and they trail your Leander Lions 21-20 as a result of a great defensive play there towards the end of the half by one Cannon Laywell, the junior defensive back. Frank, we talked a little bit about it when it happened, but there was good pressure from both edges for that line defense there. And Eastview thought they were going to catch the Lions in that pressure with a little screen pass. There were some bodies out in that area where the screen pass was headed, but Laywell, he able to take that and carry it to the house. What were your thoughts on that play?
I mean, he's been watching film, so obviously he's seen that play before. He kind of did old playing ball out in the backyard type deal right there, kind of lured in the quarterback by kind of just hiding his spot, waiting right there, making it look like it was open, and then took his moment, and that was it. They'll teach you sometimes as a defensive back to watch the quarterback's eyes, right? Yeah.
But that can also cost you if the quarterback thinks you're going to do that. He might pump fake and then go deep. If you're breaking on the pump fake, then your receiver can get behind you, but that's not what happened. And it was a great play by the junior defensive back, Cannon Laywell. We're about 5 minutes away from the second half. As we open the second half, the Eastview Patriots will be receiving the kickoff from the Lions to open the half. And I'll shout out the sponsors here for the second half. Our gold sponsors are Bear Electric and Mercy Veterinary Hospital. The silver sponsors are Bill Miller's Barbecue, RDZ Roofing, owned by Frank Rodriguez, and Raising Cane's. The bronze sponsors, Golden Chick, Toyota of Cedar Park, TSO of Cedar Park, Whitestone Fine Jewelry, Sisk Rob Incorporated, JT Reisdorf at State Farm. The Lion Pride sponsors, A-Plus Septic, Cleaning and Repairs, Grissom Insurance Group, and Black Rock Coffee. And we'll throw in the Roll Pride sponsors as well, MLD Services, Modern Shade, and Milo Aquatics. And we'll give you some updates in area scores real quick with Ben Alaniz. Ben, our score correspondent, what do you have for us?
Yeah, it looks like right now we have Rouse leading Glenn 21-3 at half. Then we have Wimberley leading Lago Vista 16-0 in the second quarter. Then it looks like Vandergrift is leading Round Rock 28-0 in the third quarter. Westwood leads Vista Ridge 20-3 at half. And last night, Hendrickson defeated Cedar Creek 77-0.
Cedar Creek has been taking a thumping every week all season long. It is not the situation you want to find yourself in as a program. Bastrop, the traditional school in the Bastrop Independent School District, Cedar Creek, that add-on school that they're trying to get their way to the level they want to be at. And they've had a couple of good seasons in terms, of having good players at Cedar Creek. But man, that's at least the second time this year that they have lost by 70 or more, and so you got to feel bad for those guys because you don't go to work every day at practice to give up 11 touchdowns. You just don't want to do that. You give up 11 touchdowns in a season as a defensive player, you're kind of mad, and that's really just one a game. If you think about it, a little over one a game. So to do so in one game is not good. And, we've seen some scores like that in the past here at Leander. Sometimes when you have Westlake or Lake Travis or College Station or A&M Consolidated in your district, you can find yourself on the wrong end of some of those scores. And you just got to lick your wounds and pick yourself back up and get back out there and play for a little bit of pride. I always think of as a mascot, the Lions is a perfect mascot for a football team because you can utilize a pride of Lions as well as take pride in what you're doing, because that is a key to success in football. you've got to take pride in the work you put in, and it's not the work you put in on Friday night that's important. It's that work that you put in before the season starts, on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, on a Friday, and over the weekend on a Saturday. You know, are you running extra routes? Are you working on your footwork drills if you're a defensive back? Are you trying to make reads as a quarterback? Are you working on your mechanics in your throwing motion?
Or just stretching in general.
Yeah, just being in shape, just simply being conditioned for the football season. And I'll be honest, when I was a kid, very few people worked over the summer in terms of preparing for the season. I had a few friends that did, but I mostly, the most I did was ride my bike some.
Yeah.
And work at a job. And then you'd show up to two-a-days, and they'd whip you in shape pretty quickly in about 3 weeks, and you're ready to go, and you can play 3 or 4 quarters. Of course, you're young, too.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference. So it would take a lot more than 3 weeks of two-a-days to whip me into shape at this point. I mean,
especially after slamming cokes all summer.
Yeah. Well, and I don't really – yeah, and I did when I was a kid. I actually – the season before my senior year, I worked at Big Red Incorporated, and so every week when I collected my paycheck, they gave me a case of Big Red.
Oh,
so, I was drinking a lot of granulated sugar.
I did it for the Big
I don't
Red
think
back
they
then.
used corn syrup that many years ago. I could be wrong, but I don't recall it. And I had the worst job. My job, NutraSweet, had just been introduced into the marketplace, and my job was to scoop NutraSweet and put it into the concentrate so that it could be shipped to bottling companies around the world. And this is how I know those paper masks don't work, is every day I wore one of those masks when I scooped all day, and every day I would come home with white stuff all over my face. You know, you just go right through that thing. So,
oh man, I bet you were a mouth breather at that.
it was not good, and you know, maybe the allergies I have now, at least on some level, was a result of that. I don't think so. I just think that Central Texas is chock full of pollen. So
Better watch out, Big Red is coming for you.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, instead of Big Pharma, it's Big Red.
Big Red.
So we're getting ready to get underway. Rodriguez, the Lions will have the wind at their back here in the third quarter. So 2 quarters in a row of the wind at your back. So you want to take advantage of that and try to build a little bit of a lead here going into the fourth quarter. As Blair, we've seen what he can do with his feet. He can throw the ball decent as well, although Lions able to pick one off and take that in for a score just moments prior to the end of the first half. So Blair and Honeycutt will line up in a traditional pistol formation. There'll be 2 receivers here on the near side of that formation for Blair. He'll turn and hand to Honeycutt, and he'll carry it off left tackle for about 6 yards to the 31. Pretty good hold there on the left side. Milne getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Lions. Also there, Matthew Anderson. So the linebackers making the tackle. You just want it to happen a little bit further upfield. 2nd and 4 for Eastview. Again, a pistol formation. It's a fake to Honeycutt, and Pites with some pressure, and he affected that pass. It's going to fall incomplete. 2 receivers in the area. Looked like it was intended for Seth Dimmel. It's going to be incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 11:24 remaining in the third.
Yeah, Pites working hard for that number 12, for that
He's
12
looking
sack.
he's looking to get up there and add to his stat total defensively. Eastview will bring a man in motion. That's Honeycutt, and it'll be a keeper by Blair on the fake to Honeycutt as he came one direction, went back the other, and Blair able to be tripped up.
That's shoelace tackle.
Deep in line territory. He might have taken that all the way. Tyree Smith with a shoestring tackle to save a touchdown for the Lion defense. Line of scrimmage, though, deep in line territory at the 23. Eastview wasting no time. They'll hand to Honeycutt. No, it's Blair on another keeper, and he'll break one tackle. Number 55, Caleb Lemire, had an opportunity to get Blair in the backfield. He was able to shake Lemire and pick up about 2 yards on the play, maybe 3, down to the 21. Make it 2nd and 7. Long look to the sideline for Ty Blair. Honeycutt remains his running back. And they'll bring a man in motion. Blair takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he hits the receiver that's wide open. That was the man that came in motion, Luke Martin, and he'll take it in for the Eastview score, and they'll grab the lead back from the Lions. 26-21. Expect them to go for 2 here to try to push it to a 7-point lead. And they do keep the off. Nope, they're going to bring out the kicking unit. They had the offense out there, and then they kind of looked to the sideline, and coach said, we're going to go for 1. Unless it's a fake, I wouldn't put it past Eastview at this point. Aaron Ray is out to attempt. He is a defensive lineman by trade, so you know D lineman can throw the football. Carry it too. Point after attempt is good, just inside that right upright. Score now 27-21. Eastview on top with 10:19 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll turn it over to Ben for a second to get some score updates. Ben, what do you have for us?
Yeah, it looks like we got one here. Rouse is leading Glenn 28-3 in the third quarter.
So Rouse continues with their success, going to end up in the postseason. Will the Raiders? They're the kind of team that has some losses that might sneak up on some teams who don't have very many losses. We saw a pretty good offense from Rouse. They're young. Defensively, they'll have trouble, though, I think.
Fast-paced offense, though. Those guys are quick.
It is a fast-paced offense, and
they don't circus offense they run.
They don't waste any time. You're right. They're back on the line of scrimmage quick, and we've seen Eastview do that a little bit here tonight, but certainly not to the level that Rouse did against Leander earlier in the year.
It's almost like a Swiss Army offense that they have there.
So
those little options out there in the back for Glenn.
We got the Montgomerys of Leander back deep to receive. Mason and Isaac.
Brothers Montgomery.
Sounds like an old fable book.
Right. Together they can.
Mason Montgomery fields it at the 18, cuts outside. He's at the 30, and he's going to get ridden out of bounds around the 34 by number 24 of Eastview, and that's McKinnon Thorpe. So the Lions have pretty good field position up around the 34-yard line, and they'll huddle on the sideline with 10:13 remaining here in the third quarter.
You just let that Arkansas boy loose and just let him run.
Yeah, that's the approach I would take. Only throw if you need to, and do so in play action because you've built success on the ground with Gordon. Pites at the H-back for the Lions. Handoff to Gordon, and he's met in the backfield by number 38, Trey Marshall. Loss on the play of about 3 yards as the defender for Eastview was almost there to take the handoff. He just got good penetration, quickness off the ball by Marshall resulted in a positive play for the Patriots and a loss for the Lions. 2nd down and 13. Mitchell rolls to his left, turns his shoulders, pass a little bit low. That's a tough throw. The intended receiver, Mason Montgomery. And when you're rolling to the opposite side of your arm strength, you have to turn your shoulders around, and sometimes that can affect the release point. And it looked like in that particular instance, Mitchell released the football a little bit late, drove it into the carpet there. It's going to be 3rd down and 13 here for the Lions. And if they want to answer, they need to get some pretty good yardage here on this play. They need to get up to the 44 for a 1st down. they'll send 3 receivers to the wide side of the formation. Mitchell looking that direction, has a pump fake, and then he's sacked. You know, that pretty good coverage there by the Eastview secondary. It caused Mitchell to not release that pass like he wanted to, and he ended up absorbing a sack on that play. So the punting unit will come out for Leander. Score remains 27-21 after the Leander first possession of the second half. Eastview getting ready to start their second possession of the second half. Back deep to receive the kick is Tanner Namkin. Rodriguez does have the wind at his back. He should be able to get off a pretty good boot here. He fields it around the 10. He gets his foot into it. Namkin with a fair catch at the Eastview 39.5-yard line. Looks like they're going to put the ball at the 40, 1st and 10. So it kicked it about 50 yards in the air from where we actually punted it, but from where the line of scrimmage was, that's about a 40-yard kick, 40-yard net. And that was a roughing the kicker penalty against Eastview. I did not see it because I was watching the returner, but that'll keep the possession on the side of the Lions and give them a first down all the way to the Leander 41. And so the offense huddles on the sideline to take advantage of this opportunity here. And you hope Rene Rodriguez is going to be fine after that. You know, you're always in an awkward position when you're kicking that football if somebody runs into you. Gordon, the running back, beside Mitchell. They bring Pites in motion. They'll hand fake to Gordon, and Pites gets a lead block for Mitchell, but he's got not a lot out there. Is sealing the edge for the Patriots is Jelani Culpepper, number 8. No loss on the play, but then again, no gain, 2nd down. Clock moving with 8:13 remaining here in the third. The play clock down to 20. Make it 14. Got to break that huddle, guys. Get up there.
By the time I see Pats on a route right about now.
They'll bring him in motion. He'll line up. They'll fake to Gordon. Mitchell rolls to his left and just throws it out of bounds in the area of where Garrett Pites was. I think he was the intended receiver, but a lot of pressure there from Eastview made that pass very difficult on Logan Mitchell. So it is now 3rd and 10 for the Lions. Pites will come out of the game. The Lions will go to a 4-receiver set with Gordon, the running back, beside Mitchell. Play clock at 10 seconds. Now at 5, they'll bring Montgomery in motion. Kind of a awkward snap, and that's going to probably be an illegal snap or at least a motion penalty against the Lions. And that's the initial assessment was accurate. They call it an illegal snap, and that's basically where you start to snap, then stop, and then finish the motion. I can't tell you how many times as a center I would hear the quarterback tell me what the count was and then go to the line of scrimmage and forget and have to turn around and ask my quarterback, is it on 1 or 2?
Man, a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
A lot of moving pieces at the time.
Well, you're worried about who you're supposed to block. Pass complete to Isaac Montgomery on a kind of a deep slant over midfield for a Lion first down. Mitchell takes a shot. Gets up a little bit gimpy, but he moves up quickly as the Lions want to increase the tempo here after the first down on 3rd and long. Clock down to 7:19. Gordon to the right of Mitchell. A long glance to the sideline to get the signal for the play call by Mitchell. Play clock at 15 seconds. There's the snap. Hand off to Gordon. He kind of picks his way up to the line of scrimmage. He might have got a yard there. You got to give credit to that Eastview front tonight. They played pretty well. But the Lions have been able to move the football. They did so pretty consistently in the first half. So far in the second half, Eastview made some adjustment. 2nd and 9. Play clock now at 15 seconds. Game clock 6:26 and moving. Mitchell switches Gordon to his left side, rolls that direction. Looked like he was intending that pass for Malachi Ramos, but nowhere near where Ramos stepped out of bounds. And it'll be 3rd and 9, and the Lions in another 3rd and long. See if they can convert here like they did in the last 3rd and long. Game clock at 6:15 after the incompletion. Gordon will remain the running back. Twin receivers on either side of the formation for the Lions. Ramos and Mason Montgomery at the top. Mitchell looking that direction, has some pressure. He's going to be sacked for a loss. That's number 13, Sam Arnett, who came in unblocked on a blitz. And Mitchell never saw him. He was looking to his left, and the defender came from the right side. You know, if you're Eastview, it was the left side, but for Mitchell, it came from his right side. He was looking left. And by the time he turned to look the other direction, the defender was in his face. You know, those are the ones you're just fortunate that you don't end up turning the football over because you don't notice him. Rodriguez back to punt. Gets a pretty good punt. It's going to take a line roll, and it'll bounce right around the 17-yard line where it's down by Mason Montgomery. Or check that. That is Calvin Kessler there on the punt coverage. I was going to say, what is Montgomery doing out on punt coverage? So the line of scrimmage will be the 18-yard line for Eastview. They have a 6-point lead with 5 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
You could go for another pick six right about now.
Yeah, we'll take it however we can get it, right? I bet Blair's going to cringe a little bit if they call that play again.
They will be ready.
So Honeycutt will be the running back. Bring a man in motion. It's a handoff to Honeycutt, and it's Schwesper was back there to tackle him, but
number 2 was already in motion.
They had a pre-snap foul, so that play doesn't count. 5:22 on the clock. They'll step the football back 5 yards, and the new line of scrimmage will be the 12 for the Patriots. They need to get to the 27 for a first down. It will remain first down. They have four receivers, including the H-back here on the wide side of the formation. It's an empty set, but they'll bring Honeycutt in motion. And they will fake to Honeycutt, and Blair will carry it straight ahead, and he gets a big chunk of the yardage back all the way to the 23. And that's Schwesper able to make the tackle there on Blair, but it's second and, essentially 4 yards, second and short. Honeycutt just to the left of Ty Blair. There's the snap. They will hand to Honeycutt. He gets through the first level, and he's going to be wrapped up by Calvin Kessler, just shy of the line needed for the first down. I see the umpire indicating a first down, but it looks like he was a yard short, and they are going to give the first down to Eastview. I mean, I'm looking right at it through my binoculars. That was a yard short. It's where the ball is when his knee touches, right?
Yeah, but different set of rules, different places.
I guess so. 2 receivers, either side of the formation for Blair. They'll bring a man in motion. They'll fake to him. Blair carries straight ahead. He breaks through the front of the lines, and he'll pick up about 11 yards for a first down. Chased out of bounds by Nicholas Winton. And Eastview getting some momentum here offensively in the second half. The Lions are going to have to figure something out to get a stop. Down 6. Blair will fake to Honeycutt. Pass to the receiver on the slant is number 14, and that is Tanner Wankin, and that's a Bridwell making the tackle. Otherwise, that might have gone all the way. We saw Namkin score a touchdown on that same play in the first half. We're under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. 2 receivers at the top of the formation, 3 here on the near side in an empty set for Ty Blair. Play clock now down to 2. They're going to have to burn a timeout. That is a delay of game unless they called a timeout. They call the delay, so that'll back them up 5 yards from the 45 back to midfield. So it'll be 1st and 15 for Eastview. Same formation. They didn't change the play call after the penalty. Blair looking to throw. Runs straight ahead. Big lane. Carries into line territory before he's stacked up at around the 34. And that is Bridwell making the tackle. And, you know, they've got a pretty good offensive strategy here. You get Blair back in the pocket. You run your defensive backs, the Lions' defensive backs essentially got their back to him, and then he'd just tuck it and run. It's been effective all night.
Yeah, you got to just apply some pressure to him and cut that out.
That pass incomplete. Blair and the receiver, Namkin, not on the same page as Blair wanted him to go upfield. Namkin cut that route off. You know, your only option at that point, if you can't get pressure on him, is to move to a zone in your secondary, but they've shown that they can hit those slants pretty quickly, and those will be open, more so in a zone. Or you can sit down in the soft spot of the zone. Blair looking downfield as a receiver. Nice defense there late. Who is that? That was number 24, I think.
Yep.
That is Nick Winton making a play. His receiver, the guy he was covering, had a step on him, and as Blair fired it downfield, Winton was able to make up the ground and punch that football out of there and prevent a touchdown. Still 27-21 with 2:38 remaining. Honeycutt, the running back, in a pistol formation with 2 receivers on either side of that formation. They'll send Honeycutt out in the flat, and Blair keeps straight ahead for a gain of about 5-6 yards to the 27. Number 37 on the stop for Leander, Evan Perkins, junior linebacker. It's 4th down now and about, make it 4 yards here. Can the Lions get off the field here? Honeycutt will be the running back. Watch Blair. He's more than likely going to be the one carrying this football. They fake to Honeycutt. Blair looking to throw. He decides to run.
Ooh, yeah.
And that is number 5, Calvin Kessler, adding to his tackle total tonight. And the Lion defense gets off the field with a 4th down stop in their own territory to prevent Eastview from adding to their 6-point lead. Now the Lions need to do something offensively. We haven't really seen much success from the offense since about 3/4 of the way through the second quarter. 1:51 left on the clock. The Lions will break the huddle from the sideline and come out into formation. Two running backs for the Lions. The snap, they're going to hand to Gordon coming to the near side, and there is Marshall waiting on him again. The few times we've run that power sweep, Marshall has been able to get upfield off of his block and make a tackle for a loss. That one, a loss of 5 yards, maybe even 6. It's second down. Lions will break the huddle. Same two running back formation. Coates and Gordon, the running backs. Two receivers on the wide side of the formation for Mitchell. There's the snap, fake to Coates, pass intended for River Hom, number 7. Pretty good pass there from Mitchell. It kind of went through Hom's hands. Might have been a little bit tall, but you got to make that catch. Now it's third and very long. It could have been third and manageable with a reception there.
Yeah, definitely saw that fastball down the middle right there for
sure. Well, that's the thing. He is a pitcher, and so he's bringing some heat.
That thing is humming. It was a good window, though. He got it in there.
It'll just be a single back here for Mitchell and Gordon. Fake to Gordon. Mitchell decides to run. He carries it up over the 30, gets a block, carries it up beyond the 35. But they're going to give him the 35, and so it's 4th and 2. You got to have a little more awareness there as a quarterback to know that you got to get 2 more yards there for a first down. And he just realized it. You can see that he realized he was a little bit shy. And it looks like the Lions will send out the punting unit on their side of the field. I don't hate this, but being the last game of the year, I'd probably go for it there. But being down 6, I get it. So we'll see how that plays out. Out to return is Namkin, number 14 for the Patriots.
May pull off a fake for the first time this year.
And Rodriguez gets a nice boot on it. It falls on the ground, and the Lions recover it. Namkin had an opportunity. He should have called a fair catch. It wouldn't have mattered because even on a fair catch, if you muff it, it's live. And there to recover it. And having a huge game, the senior linebacker, number 5, Calvin Kessler. What a ball game.
That's awesome for Mr. Kessler. Coming into the game, he had 77 total tackles for the season.
He's got at least 10.
Yeah.
At least, adding assists in there, he's got at least 10. So the Lions line up with 3 receivers. One of them's a big fella here on the right side of the formation. It's a double pass to Montgomery, and he decides to run it. He's at the 15, 10. He's going to carry it right into near the marker. They're going to mark him about a yard shy of the first down. It's going to be 2nd and 1. The ball at the 10-yard line. They need to get to the 9 for a first down. And they had a big boy out here. They had trips on the wide side of the formation. One of those looked like it might have been
the big decoy
Casimir out there. I'm not sure. I didn't get a number on him. I just saw that's not a normal-sized wide receiver.
76.
Mitchell with a keeper. He carries it inside the 5. He gets the first down. On the stop for Eastview is going to be Aquarius Marbury. And now it's 1st and goal from the 2 for Leander. And the clock running at 25 seconds here in the 3rd. You might as well go on ahead and punch this in, because you're going to have the wind in your face the entire 4th quarter. Mitchell under center with a pro set from the Lions, 2 running backs. And it's just a quarterback sneak. He's going to be stopped just shy. And that will end the quarter 27-21. Eastview still on top. As we come out of the quarter, it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. We'll bring you some score updates here from our score correspondent, Ben Alaniz. Ben, what do you have for us in the area score-wise?
Yeah, it looks like, surprisingly, Bastrop is leading Liberty Hill 21-17 at half. Then we got Westwood leading Vista Ridge 20-17 in the 3rd. And A&M Consolidate defeats Lockhart 63-0.
Wow. The other Lion team in the area, Lockhart, taking it on the chin there. I'm not shocked by that Liberty Hill Bastrop score, though, even though Liberty Hill is state ranked. Those are the top 2 teams in that district. And the winner of that's going to come out with the crown. And I believe that Bastrop's at home in that football game, and that's probably senior night as well, and that always adds a little motivation. And we've seen Eastview play really well for their seniors tonight, and the Lions doing everything they can to take that away from them, as the Lions unable to win on their senior night. And everybody saw that game. There were some things that just the ball sometimes just doesn't bounce your way, right? It just late in that game, it's 32-31. The ball careens off a player on a punt by the Lions. It's tough. Tough loss. But you come out with more pride this week and try to get you a win. Same pro set. Mitchell under center. He takes the snap off of right guard, and he goes in for the score, and the Lions tie it up at 27. Just burning 3 seconds off the fourth quarter clock. They'll bring out the kicking team for the point after from Rene Rodriguez. And the wind has died down to compared to what it was when we opened the ball game. But if you look at the flags on the top of the goalpost, there's still a little bit of movement on them from the north. There's a snap, hold, kick is up, and Rodriguez punches it through easily for a Leander lead at 11:57 remaining in the ball game. Just want to win. Just want to win. Just want to go out on a win, man.
It's the pride quarter right here.
Now the line defense, they gave up some first downs in that last possession to Eastview, but they were able to get a stop, and Eastview will have the wind at their back here for the remaining portion of the game. So the line defense, they're going to have to expect passes and expect Ty Blair to continue to run.
And that's the thing. Just fire away at Blair right now. I mean, this fourth quarter, that's the guy that seems to have it all together for the offense.
Yes, he is their main primary. He is the piston in their engine.
So if we take out that piston, it should be good. So I think it's time for some good stunts right here.
You got to do something. You gamble a little bit when you blitz. You gamble a little bit when you stunt with your defensive linemen, but it can pay off big if you're successful. We'll see if the Lions can do that defensively. Rodriguez to kick for Leander. Namkin back deep, along with number 3, Keyston Rainey. Rodriguez gets a pretty good kickoff. Rainey will field it at around the 7-yard line. He's up to the 15, 20, 25. And he's going to get dragged down around the 28 by who? Calvin Kessler.
The tackle machine
making the
right
33 that Rainey got to. But Kessler, I guess special teams tackles don't count on your tackle total as a linebacker, but they probably count as an overall or at least a special teams tackle category. But I would be counting them. Hey, you made the tackle.
Tackle's a tackle, right?
They're going to hand to Honeycutt off the right side. He's going to be dropped for a minimal gain from behind by number 25 of the Lions, Liam Walters. Want to update you on the Lion basketball game tonight. I'll give you that update here in a minute. Namkin on the jet sweep. Lion defender number 8 looking for a hold call, didn't get it. That's Tyler Moorman. A gain of about 4. Just got an update. The Lion basketball team beat Vista Ridge in their season opener by a score of 48-39. So congratulations to Coach Bradley and his squad as they go 1-0 on the season. And they'll also be adding an additional player, at least one. And anyway.
Like a new player?
Well, it's not a new player. It's Mason or not Mason.
That's right.
Isaac Montgomery.
Isaac Montgomery, okay.
At least one half of the brothers Montgomery.
Right.
I don't think Mason plays basketball.
Yeah, he's athletic enough. He could. I could see him getting some rebounds.
I mean, if he did, he wasn't on the varsity last year.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't. So Blair, with a keeper, is going to carry it and then out of bounds to about the 27. He's about a yard shy of the line needed. To the original line of scrimmage. Well, no. Okay. They need to get up to the 43. I got a little bit confused there. Forgive me. Honeycutt and Blair in the backfield. 3rd and long for Eastview here.
Let's go get some pressure on him. Don't have too much time back there.
Blair airing it out down the left sideline to Namkin.
Oh.
There's a penalty flag. An interference call is going to be assessed against the Lions. The defender and the receiver were pretty close to step, but the Lion defender, Tyree Smith, was not sure where the football was, and the receiver had to come back, and that caused contact. So that penalty will move the line of scrimmage to the 42-yard line for Eastview, an automatic first down. Lions on top, 28-27. 2 receivers top of the formation, an H-back and a single receiver here on the near side. And a handoff to the running back, Honeycutt, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up about 2 yards by Liam Walters, number 25 for the Lions.
They're kind of hoping to milk the clock out right here and get Leander with the last score real quick.
Walters, one of those underclassmen that'll be back next season. He's a junior. Empty set for Blair. Looking down the field. Scrambles to his right. Has a defender there. He's able to kind of get a little bit of a move and pick up the first down, it looks like. Number 42 there defensively for Leander, Chase Milne.
Look like he's acting as a spy right there, but, I mean, even knowing that you're covering that guy, he's still pretty athletic. That guy right there, you better come with it.
Yeah, he's got good a good shimmy, I like to call it. Where
a little shake and bake.
Yeah, it's the hips and the shoulders. He can fool you. They're going to hand it straight ahead. No, it's a keeper by Blair, and, you know, that's one of those things. He's very good at disguising whether or not he's going to hand off that read play or if he's going to keep it. And it looked like he was going to give it to Honeycutt, but he pulled it out and was able to pick up an additional 10 yards to the Lion 35-yard line. We're down to 9 minutes and 45 seconds in this ball game, and Eastview, if they're not knocking on the door, they're in the front yard here offensively. 2 receivers at either side of the formation for the Patriots in their pistol. And it's going to be a keeper by Blair again, and Pites is there to stop him for a gain of about 3. And, you know, he's one of those ball carriers. He rarely gets dropped for a loss, and usually it's when he's standing up to pass. When he's running the football, he's able to keep moving forward even with a defender making contact with him.
He's a pretty big kid, 6'1", 200 pounds.
But it you know, there's something innate about guys that are able to do that. It's not an easy thing to do, but it seems to be natural for him. He's got some pressure, a little bit of a hole in the backfield, no call. Pass is complete down to the 19-yard line. Bridwell had good coverage on Namkin, but he's able to come up with a catch inside the 20, and so Eastview will have a 1st and 10 at the 17. Clock continues to move at 8 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Pass complete down near the goal line inside the 5. That one's to number 2, Martin. We do have a flag down near the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be an offsides against Leander, which will be declined. So that was essentially a free play for Ty Blair.
He placed that ball just perfectly right there on the outside shoulder pad.
Yeah, that impresses collegiate scouts when you can see an accurate throw. I mean, the only person that could catch that was his receiver. Honeycutt, the running back, next to Blair. He's going to hand to Honeycutt on the near side, and he'll carry it in for the Patriots score with 8:18. The score now is 33-28. And we'll have likely a 2-point conversion attempt in the fourth quarter here. Is you don't want to give Leander a chance to just score and take the lead. You want to make them with a touchdown tie the ball game. So they keep the offense out. Blair and Honeycutt in the backfield. An extra lineman, 2 receivers top of the formation. They'll bring one of those in motion. So now 2 on the near side of the formation. Then back in the other direction. And it's a direct snap to Honeycutt. And all the confusion on the motion had the attention of the line defense, and Honeycutt able to run on the backside to the corner of the end zone to give Eastview a 35-28 lead. We'll give you some updates of scores in the area, and we'll be right back with 8:18.
Yeah, it looks like here we got Rouse leading Glenn 35-10 in the fourth quarter. Vandergrift leading Round Rock 28-6 in the fourth. And then Westwood leading Vista Ridge 27-24 in the fourth quarter.
That sounds like a pretty good ball game, that Westwood Vista Ridge game. That might be for a playoff spot. I'm not real sure. I hadn't followed that district that closely. I know that both of them are kind of not quite in first, but might be competing for that last playoff spot. Not really sure. Vandergrift sitting on top of their district. Back deep are the brothers Montgomery. Mason and Isaac.
Had to get like an old album cover. Brothers Montgomery.
It does. It sounds like a duet. You know, one of them playing an acoustic guitar.
Right. The other one lead singer.
It's going to be Mason Montgomery at the 5. He'll carry it straight ahead to the 10, 15, 20. And then he'll cut in 25, and it'll get dragged down around the 29 by number 20 of the Eastview Patriots. And that is Isaiah Davenport Bell. The Lions have an opportunity here. There's about 8 minutes left in the ball game. They have it at their own 29. Decent enough field position. Put together a drive down and tie the game. And then we'll see what happens after that. 3 receivers on the near side for Mitchell.
Montgomery at quarterback now.
Oh, it is Montgomery. He keeps it straight ahead and will pick up about 9 yards. Not quite enough for a first down, but you like second and short. So they got Mitchell on the sideline, I guess.
Yeah.
So it is Gordon in the backfield. 3 receivers, top of the formation for Mason Montgomery. He'll hand to Gordon. He'll have the first down inside the 40, 45, down to about the 49 where he's tackled by number 20, Davenport Bell. They're going to give him midfield. The Lions wasting no time with 7.5 minutes left in the game. Mason Montgomery at quarterback takes the snap. Hands to Gordon again off the right side. He's going to be upended after a short gain by number 7, Marbury. Give him 2 yards on the game. Second down and 8. Three receivers on the wide side of the formation for Mason Montgomery. He'll keep it this time, and they'll get wrapped up after a minimal gain by a couple of Patriots. That's Ty Temples along with Marbury on the stop. It's going to be third and about 7.5, 8 yards. They got it marked at the 48-yard line of the Patriots, and the home crowd getting the feeling they might be able to get off the field here. The Lions need to convert. This is 2-down territory for sure. 5 receivers in the formation for Mason Montgomery, along with a running back, and the Lions will call timeout. With 6:19 remaining in the ball game.
Some pretty good movement right there. It's good to see Montgomery back out there running the ball again. Give you a little precursor for next year. Yeah, I went back to the stats against Harker Heights, and that game he had it was 5 for 5, 100 yards passing Montgomery, and then he rushed for another 80 yards on there. So, and he was splitting time during the game with number 3,
Logan.
Yeah. So it's gonna be exciting to see next year. He's an athlete for sure.
Oh yeah, and he's got a full off season to get ready. And of course, we're going to miss Logan Mitchell. He's been a quality quarterback for the Lions for a couple of seasons. We'll get to see him in baseball if you help out with the baseball broadcast. I know you like baseball, but it's a few months away.
Right.
Who knows?
That'll be
A
fun.
lot can happen between then and now. But there's a lot of guys on this team. E.J. Hargrave is a big contributor at running back. He's going to be gone. Zane Wooldridge, obviously.
Oh, man.
The Magic Eraser, as you like to call him. Malachi Filan, one of the defensive backs, had a great year along with Logan Mitchell. And there's other seniors we'll mention here momentarily as we wind down the end of this game. Mason Montgomery rolling to his right, decides to run, and then flips it out complete. It'll be a first down for the Lions. Nice effort, kind of Patrick Mahomes-esque. There by Mason Montgomery. It looks like that's Ramos on the reception.
There's a tightrope on that line of scrimmage right there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Nick Parsons, he was one of our interviews. Calvin Kessler, we interviewed him early in the season. Had a great game tonight. River Hom, a senior receiver. He'll be missed. 4 receivers in the formation. The running back, number 20, Jay Coates. Mason Montgomery at quarterback. He rolls to his left, looking downfield, sets up, throws. Pass is tipped almost. 2 guys had a chance at that. One of them was number 9 for the Lions, number 8, Tyler Mormon. Which one is that?
Number 6, that's Montgomery.
Did they put Mitchell back in?
Yeah,
They
Mitchell's
sure did.
in, yeah.
They keep fooling me with that. So that was Mason Montgomery receiving an attempted pass from Mitchell.
I won't be surprised if Montgomery could throw it to himself, though. Kid's talented.
There's a snap from Mitchell. Long ride of the handoff, and he kind of loses his balance there as he keeps it. Matthew Anderson had a pretty good year at linebacker for the Lions. Of course, Garrett Pites has been impressive
Mr.
all
Football.
season. Other seniors, Bridwell
Yeah.
racked up a lot of tackles this year. Isaiah Conley on the defensive line, big contributor. Travion Gordon at wide receiver. Chris Tracy, one of the backup quarterbacks. Case Schneider. Oh, he's a junior. He'll be back. Salorm Corshi had a pretty good season on the defensive line. Fake to Gordon, and Mitchell tries to run. He's going to get dropped for a loss. He didn't see the defender come from behind him to make the stop. We also have Liam Gather. Oh, no, he's a junior. I need to get my glasses on, I guess. Nigel Gilchrist, senior running back. Gilberto Hernandez, a senior wide receiver. Brady Linzer at linebacker. Jude Domingue, a defensive lineman. Ryan Casimir on the offensive line, all-district center last year. Probably will get that same honor this year, if not others. Sean Mitchell, senior offensive lineman. Nathan Abrams, another senior offensive lineman. Lions will burn a timeout here with 4:11 remaining. Colton Isbell, senior offensive lineman. Tavin Rivera, another senior offensive lineman. These guys hardly ever get their names called. Big Max Schwesper, playing both offensive and defensive lines. We'll miss Kason Field, a senior wide receiver. James Everard, a senior defensive back. He'll be missed. Arnav Sivakumar, senior quarterback. Aiden Steriker, he had a touchdown a few games ago, as well as spent all season on special teams, putting the ball on the carpet for the kicker, Rene Rodriguez, so he'll be missed for sure. Xavier Caballero, one of the senior wide receivers, that'll be missed, along with Garen Montoya. Nick Kell, a defensive lineman, that'll be missed, and Najee Peavy will be missed, as well as Elijah Hurst and Marcos Palacios. That's a lot of seniors that the Lions will be losing. Rolling out to the left, Mitchell gets the pass complete to Montgomery inside the 30. It's going to be shy of the line needed for a first down. Real close. It's going to depend on the spot.
We know how that's not going our way tonight.
It hasn't tonight. So that was third down,
that was
right?
Fourth
that
down.
was fourth down and 14. He got real close, and you're right. He should have ran that football. And they're going to say that it is not enough. They're going to put the football at the 28, and the Lions needed to get to the 27.
So I get a stop right here. Come on.
Yeah, you got to here with just under 4 minutes left in the ball game. Yeah, he had enough.
Yeah, I would like to see him run and put a move on that.
I don't know, man. I think that forward progress on that looks, on the replay, it looks like he may have had the line needed to gain Montgomery. Either way, though, Mitchell did have a lot of green out in front of him, but, he may be nursing a leg injury or something. You never know. Handoff to the running back. This is number 3, Keyston Rainey.
Some fresh legs out there.
As an athlete, senior athlete. We see him return kicks, so he's got blazing speed. We have an injured line down near the 42.
That's Salar.
And he's wearing number 30. According to the roster, that's Nigel Gilchrist. But when they change jerseys, sometimes the numbers get a little off. It's hard to say.
I didn't even know you could do that, though.
What, change the numbers?
You change your jersey.
Well, they sometimes, if they wear blue jerseys one week, there might not be a number 30, so you got to wear 28 or whatever. So. And actually, that's not a 30, is it? Or is it a 30?
I thought it was.
Yeah, it is. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Eastview from the 39-yard line, their own 39-yard line. Clock at 3:52 remaining in the ball game. Blair remains the quarterback, and they brought in a fresh pair of legs at running back, Keyston Rainey. And they will hand to Rainey again. He's able to spin his way forward in. The Lions had an opportunity to get him for a loss, and he ends up with about a 14, 15-yard gain into Lion territory at the 46. As, Honeycutt's a pretty good running back, but he didn't have that kind of quickness.
That's a closer right there. That's a closer running back.
Closer
pitchers.
You get a little bit tired.
Yeah.
You play defense all game long, and they bring a guy in that's running at track speed. It makes it a little difficult.
Yeah, he is running pretty fast. He could come out the blocks for sure. So he's on a different gear than everybody else on the field right now.
It will be Rainey once again, and he'll have a first down, and again he'll pick up about he picks up 13, 14 yards before you realize he even has the football. Down to the 31-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
Was that 3 carries, 30 yards already?
Pretty close. The clock now at 3 minutes, and the Lions have got to pull something out here defensively to try to get a stop. Eastview comes in to formation.
Lions in a 4-man front. Let's see if we get some pressure on them.
3 wide receivers, but they're going to hand to Rainey once again, and there's a
Some
hold on the edge.
right
No
there.
call, though. And on the stop, number 25, Liam Walters, he minimized the gains that, brought down the average that Rainey's having on those carries, to cut it in about in half. He only got about 8 yards on that one, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, I'd be mad if I was Pikes too. He's been getting held all night, not one flag's been called. That's not an excuse for gameplay.
Yeah,
or anything,
but when it comes to the point of attack and you're being held, there's no excuse for a referee not to throw that flag. We're under 2 minutes now, and it's Rainey once again, and he'll pick up enough for the first down to the 20. On the stop, number 42 for the Lions, Chase Milne. So it is a 1st and 10 inside the red zone of Leander for Eastview. The clock burning right now. There's about 85 seconds left in this ball game. And the Patriots are going to eat every second of the play clock that they can. We're down to 1:14. And it's Rainey once again. He'll carry it to the 15, where it'll be 2nd down and 5. And we'll have a timeout, Leander, with 1:02 remaining. We'll get some score updates here and bring you the last 62 seconds of the game. What do you have for us, Ben?
Yeah, it looks like we got one final score here. Rouse defeats Glenn 35-10, and Rouse will move on into the playoffs next week.
Yep.
Then we got Wimberley leads Lago Vista 30-0 in the 3rd quarter. Vandergrift defeats Round Rock 35-6, and then Westwood over Vista Ridge 34-24 in the 4th.
So Lions looking dire here on the final game of the season. A valiant effort throughout the season for your Lions, but it looks like unless we can get a kind of a Laywell type play that occurred at the end of the first half, this might be the season for Leander. About 62 seconds left in the 2024 year. We're going to close out as soon as the game ends. We won't have a post game, but I just want to remind you that we will bring basketball broadcasts starting next Friday. You will need to get a specific link to watch the games from the Booster Club. Unlike football, basketball is not required to share scouting film, and so the basketball program has decided to put those on a private broadcast so that coaches can't scout them from their, the comfort of their living room. They have to get out and go buy a ticket and come watch the game. So, victory formation for the Patriots as it looks like they're going to take a knee here. The Lions had burned their last time out, and Blair taking his time because the Lions not going to get near him, and he finally takes a knee with about 58 seconds. Clock will be at around 22 seconds when Eastview takes their next snap. Line of scrimmage at the 20. We want to thank all the seniors this year. The program is definitely headed back in the right direction compared to previous seasons, and they had a lot to do with that. We want to encourage the underclassmen to build on that progress of the senior class this year. another knee, and that'll be the game for Eastview. I want to thank the sponsors. We want to thank the coaching staff and, of course, all of you parents. I want to thank the crew, and, I'll just go on ahead and give them credit by name. On color commentary this season, Frank Rodriguez, his first year at the helm, and I'll be glad to have you back next year if you're willing.
I'm down.
Juan Alanese, as well as Ben Alanese, and Peter Casimir. We also had some help from Nick Varell this season, and Purrier Schwesper had some moments with us as well, and we want to thank everyone, including the Booster Club, for their contribution to these broadcasts. Again, it's always sad when the season ends and you got to move on to the next sport or the next year, but we'll do that with a smile on our face, and we are proud of these Lions. I want to just one last time say roll Pride.
Go Lions. Go
and
Lions.
I want to thank all of the crew again one last time, and good night, Lion Nation. We'll see you next Friday.
We'll see you next season.
Well, I'm talking about for basketball.
Oh, okay.